All right, so today what we're going to do is level two. Level one was our name tag. Level two is we're going to pick out a logo that we think will work, and then we are going to do a two-tone or two-layer logo, so it's going to be two different colors. So what I picked out, we've been watching a little bit of baseball, and I picked out the Phillies P. All right, so I am going to do a white P with a red background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up basically some sort of image that I think is pretty clean. In general, the simpler, the better. All right, so like this one, probably too detailed for our level right now. This one, right now, a little bit too advanced. This is probably where we're at right now. So what I'm going to do, obviously, you could pick any baseball team, you could pick any sports team, you could pick other, things, but just realize the simpler, the better. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save the image. Notice it's a PNG file. That is good. All right, we do not want basically a PNG or a JPEG is what we're going for. All right, so I'm going to save this, and then I am going to open up Corel Draw. So the green Corel Draw. And what we are going to do is make a new file. I'm going to make it 4 inches by 4 inches and press OK. All right, so now we need to bring that image in here. All right, so I am going to right click and click imports. And I'm going to find that Phillies P. All right, so see how it's a little pixelated right there? It's not the end of the world, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. So I'm going to go up here to trace bitmap. All right, and I'm just going to click logo. So some things over here that's going to be important. All right, you can flip to colors. We only really want 2 colors, so we might have to lower this down, or you could flip to black and white. Either one would be okay, but we want it to be as simple as possible. We want to delete the original image. We want to remove background. We also want to remove color from the entire image. So if you look, what we have right here is pretty much what we want. All right, so if I do that, all right, I am going to then, all of you have to do this. We are going to go down to this fill, and I'm going to remove fill. And then I am going to put a hairline in right here. All right, so this might happen. You might have extra stuff here that you do not want. So if that's the case, I'm going to click on it, right click and ungroup objects. All right, and I'm going to delete that extra stuff. So this is the only thing I want right here. So then what we want right now, if we 3D printed this, all we would have is just one layer. All right, so we don't want just one layer, so we want to give it an extra layer. So there's a couple ways we could do this. One way I'm going to show you in Corel Draw is to highlight it, go up to Effects, and click Contour. All right, so notice mine was already checked, and I have it over here. All right, contour is basically making an outline around this. So if you go up here to our different options, I want an outside contour, and right now it's 0.1. This is mitered corners. I probably want rounded corners. All right, and we're going to see what this looks like. So if I hit apply, that actually looks pretty good. I'm going to Control Z. All right, and maybe go just a little bit more. So maybe 1.2. All right, I actually like that a little bit better because before there was a little bit of a hole there. I think I'm going to keep it right here. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I am going to break the contour group apart. So notice I right-clicked on that and then I broke the contour group apart. I am going to remove my fill, and it might already be hairline, okay? If not, you want to add hairline. So this is going to be what I want to 3D print. All right, so once I have this, I should save it. All right, so save as, I don't know, I'll save it as the Phillies Pete. All right, and then I am going to export this as a SVG. So I clicked export and export as an SVG. Okay, and then I'm going to put that in documents. All right, so now I'm done with that part. So now I'm going to go to Fusion. I'm going to open up a new file. I am going to save it as Phillies P. Okay, I'm going to save. And then I am going to make a sketch. Okay, I am then going to go over here all the way over to Insert. Okay, and I'm going to insert an SVG. Now I have to find where it is. So I'm going to insert from my computer, and I saved it in Documents. So I'm going to click on Phillies P. Now notice something came in, but it looks like it's off the screen. I'm going to scroll out and look, it's enormous. So if I take this little thing right here and move it in, all right, and move it in even more, okay, I want this to be no bigger than 2.5 inches, all right? So that's a pretty good size. So notice it's 0 up to 2.5. This way it's maybe about 1.5 inches. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to finish my sketch. So now what I want to do is I'm going to highlight it, but I don't want this little part, okay? So if I highlight it and then hold down Shift and click on that, I can remove that part. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to extrude. So if I go up here to extrude, I am going to extrude this a distance. And what we're going to be pretty consistent here, I'm going to extrude the base layer a distance of 0.7. All right, so my bad, 0.07, 0.07. All right, and click OK. Now notice what happened here. All right, that looks okay, but the sketch disappeared. So I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to click the sketch. Now, we can do one of two things. We could go to the bottom of this sketch and we could click on it and hit extrude and extrude up. We could do it that way. And as long as we click join, it would work. Okay, we could do this. And we would do that a distance of 0.4. Okay, so that's one option right there, as long as we have it on join. Another option after we do this is we can go over to this extrusion, right click and suppress it. So now you don't see it anymore. And we can hit extrude. And this time I'm going to go up a distance of 0.14. Okay, now I don't want new body. I want it to be attached. So I'm going to click join. Okay, and click OK. Then I'm going to unsuppress this feature and I'm going to look at this. So if I turn off my sketch, I'm going to look. Does that look pretty good? I think so. I think that's good enough. All right. So last but not least, what we're going to do is, in order to make this the right file format, we are going to go up to utilities. All right, and then we are going to go to make. All right, so utilities, then make, and then we have to automatically unclick this. All right, so once that's unclicked, we want to select our file and click OK. All right, so now it is an STL. We are going to save this STL in our South Student IED 2024, and we are going to save this as name tag level 2. All right, so we're going to put it in name tag level 2, and then I'll double click on that, and then what I'm going to save it as is I'm going to say Phillies. So we're going to do a couple things. We're going to say Phillies and then dots, and then I'm going to say the colors. So I'm going to say red dot white. All right, because that's what I want the colors to be. The first one is the bottom layer, the second one is the top layer. So that, and then I'm going to finish off with my initials, JMO. All right. Actually, let's just do our first name. And then we are done.